has your role as a professor been impacted, and how have students interacted with you throughout that process? Can you point to some of those moments?
First day back to class did feel good, right? Because I could escape in something I was so used to, something I had poured myself into for so long. But I also knew that I would be needing to talk to them about the elephant in the room. Honestly, I felt like it was business as usual, which is a weird feeling given what I was actually facing. Things I remember specifically are students coming up to me and saying that they were with me, that their families were with me, that their abuelas were praying for me. And one student, Esmeralda, gave me a little, I think it's like a stone or ceramic ladybug, and said that he held it with her when she was having a tough time and wanted me to have it. And that was very meaningful to me. I actually brought that with me to the trial a few weeks ago. Another story is I bumped into a student who I had had about a year ago in a logic class, and true logic fashion is analyzing the situation sort of rigorously. And he said to me, "You did the moral thing, even if it wasn't the right thing." And I know exactly what he meant, right? Like, practically speaking, I felt the consequences of this action, even if it was a morally responsible thing to do. A handful of students were actually integral to the support team that um, uh, was created to support me throughout the 9 months before trial.
How has your role as a professor kind of shaped your approach towards the case?
On the one hand, obviously, it was good to have work that I love to do as an escape from having to think about something so heavy all the time. But of course, it's still work. It's time doing what I love the most with respect to teaching, which is talking to students one on one or in small groups after class, right? I didn't feel like I had the capacity to do that. I had a lot of faculty coworkers who are heavily involved in the union work that I am involved in. They were all right there every step of the way. There were a few faculty in particular who stepped up into leadership positions to help organize the support team that would meet every single week, doing updates about what my needs were in those given moments, and making sure we were continuing to like build power as we were readying ourselves for the inevitable trial. And I'll shout them out. Kendall McClellan and Georgina Guzman, both in English, were two of my closest confidants during this whole process, into the lead faculty role for my support team. That is California Faculty Association union members from around the state at various CSUs, and also staff of our union leadership so graciously devoted to this fight for me, right, to get me free. Not mention many of the other employees on campus, including staff and the Teamsters workers, right? The maintenance, the skilled trade laborers on campus.
Yeah.
They were all very supportive as well. So we had a faculty and student-led rally for me in March leading up to the trial, and employees from all different sectors of the workforce here on campus came out to support me. It was so heartwarming to see that. For admin, I'll be straight up, never once heard directly from any administrator here on campus. He's, of course, aware of the message that they released while I was in prison. Never expected anything from management of the university or the CSU at large to really do anything in support of me. Right away that people would think what I was doing was adventurous. Like I was just doing it because I wanted catharsis. The main reason I did it, and I'll just be real with you, about half an hour before, right, there was an encounter with agents at the intersection of Las Posas, and there were several vans, ICE vans, trying to leave, likely with detainees in them, right? There were certain people who may have gotten in the way, right, to try to stop the kidnapping operation, right?
Yeah.
Linking arms and stuff like that. And they deployed tear gas. I got hit a little bit with that, right? I see an agent run down the road, look at a group of individuals who were all standing there, weren't in the way of anything, and he just chucked a tear gas canister at them. And so when I watched them clear the way for two vehicles to leave on the shoulder of the road. Nobody was in the way. And I saw one of them go to grab a tear gas canister. And so I really actually went to kick it first, kick it out of the way, because I'm like, I'm not going to just like let you throw it at us for no reason. And as someone who is viewed as a professional in certain ways, I think sometimes it's the duty of the people who have that privilege to take that on. So I try to view it holistically now. I look back, what was accomplished by all of this, right? Well, who was harmed? I was the one who was harmed, right? From my action, right, I was harmed the most. The people I love, I think, were harmed a little bit, but they were also empowered, right? They came together. They uplifted me. I, in the end, feel much more powerful than I did before, right? I'll always have that trauma from it. I'll always have memories of it, a story I have to tell for the rest of my life. But it has lit a fire under me even more to recognize my purpose really is, and it is helping build some sort of movement of support modeled off what I just got, right? Mm-hmm. So that we can place it onto other individuals who are being repressed, brutalized, arrested, incarcerated. I had the full support of my union, of my coworkers, of my friends, my family. Of course, I'm going through this right now, but this is something so much bigger. I had been patrolling streets. I had been doing ICE Watch, right? I had been helping run Know Your Rights workshops. I've been doing that for a really long time. And that work, never stops. And attacks on our liberties, our civil liberties aren't going to stop either. Right? So I think we have to continue to not just come together in unity, build power.